if I look half alive, it's because I woke up feeling rough. I haven't been ill in years. Last night, I was starting to get a tickle in my left nostril, and then that progressed to a scratchy in my left side of my throat. As I was going to sleep, it was getting worse, and I was thinking, oh no, I'm getting ill. Right when I've signed up for singing lessons, so that's not great. Plus my gym sessions, which I did this morning, cleared from my nose and it's just in my throat, so I'm not contagious, and I took hand sanitizer so I could clean my hands. But apparently gyms are like one of the worst places for germs and getting ill, so maybe it was just a matter of time before it got me. I have a bit of a story time to tell you before we get into decorating for Christmas. Last night I did not sleep well, partly because I was thinking, oh no, my throat's bad, how am I going to practice singing? I've got to practice a song and then sing it on Thursday. The other reason I was struggling to sleep was because my throat was hurting and my nose was blocking. So I didn't actually get to sleep until 6:30 in the morning. And when I did, I wished I had not. If you've never experienced sleep paralysis, I hadn't. I've seen enough stories about it to know what it is. Now that I've experienced it, I now know that I would never want to experience it ever again. Basically, I fell asleep and I was having a dream that some guy was fixing, I think like a table saw that I had. And I remember thinking, I've had this dream before, so I knew I was dreaming. But I just let him carry on fixing this table saw and complaining about how everything was upside down. Anyway, I woke up from it and I rolled over onto my left side. And then immediately I heard this booming metal grinding sound that was really loud to start with, and then it just sort of ground down, and just this constant sound that was going down through me. And it was like this ginormous industrial fan blowing air and pressure down on me into the bed, along with this sound. And at the same time, I could feel someone in front of me on the bed pushing the bed down. And my eyes were open and I was looking at the room in darkness and I could not move. And I could just feel this pressure on me and on the bed, and the sound and this thing being closer and closer and closer to my face. And I could not move, and I knew I was asleep, and I just could not get myself to lift my head up. You're dreaming, but you're dreaming you're awake, so my eyes were open as if I'm awake, but I'm not. And it was kind of terrifying to feel like there was someone in front of me, even though I knew it was a dream and it wasn't real, but to not be able to move out of it. It wasn't that long that it went on for, but eventually I did manage to, in my awake dream, I managed to lift my head up, and then I woke up so I could look at the time and I could see what the time was, and I knew that I was actually awake this time. But then I did fall asleep again, and this is where it got really frustrating. Started off kind of funny because I was confronted by Deadpool and Wolverine in some random, it looked like a work break room where you'd get your tea and your coffee. And Deadpool was sort of lounged over this countertop and Wolverine was just sort of stood grumpy beside him. And I decided I was going to tell them about the sleep paralysis that I'd had for the first time. And right as I started to talk about it, I heard the sound again. And then all of a sudden I was transported to this massive empty warehouse, and I was stood in the middle of the room and I couldn't move. And I could just hear the sound again. I don't think this was the sleep paralysis in the same sense, because usually you feel like you're awake in your bed. But this one, I was in this unknown warehouse just standing, but I couldn't move. And eventually I willed myself into moving and waking up. But I was confronted this time with a man in some strange kitchen with a frying pan, and he had text on his sweatshirt that was just garbled. It was not English. So I looked at him and I said, that's not readable, you're not real, this is not real life. So I woke up again, and this time I was in my bed, and I opened my eyes, and across from my bed there was a little wiry chair, and on top of it was a PC laptop open. And I was like, I don't have a PC, that's not my laptop, this is not real life. So I woke up again, and this time I was in that kitchen again, and I could see a burger box that had frozen burgers in, but it didn't say burgers, it said blah 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 blah. And I was like, that's not real life, that's not real, wake up. And at this point I was starting to get frustrated because I kept waking up, but each time I woke up I was not awake. And then the next time I woke up, it was the same chair with the PC laptop on top of it. And I'm just like, for God's sake, please wake up. I'm done being asleep now. I want to wake up. And I think this went on for at least 10 separate dreams, like Inception, a dream within a dream within a dream. I just couldn't wake up from it. I didn't have the sleep paralysis again. It was just so frustrating. I think partly my brain was just thinking, if you wake up now, you're just going to start singing in your head again, because that was another reason I was struggling to fall asleep. My brain was just practicing singing. So whenever I stopped thinking about something, a song would play over in my head. So my brain was just like, now just stay in the dream. Just stay asleep. Otherwise you're not going to get any sleep. You're just going to start singing in your head. So I didn't get a great deal of sleep last night. And when I woke up, my nose was clear, mostly the left side, but both sides of my throat are sore. I did my gym session, used my hand sanitizer, kept everything clean. Whenever I've been ill in the past, I never pass it on to anyone because I am super clean. I use hand sanitizer whenever if I've ever been really snotty, I would use hand sanitizer and clean anything I've touched, so I don't pass on my germs to anyone. If I'd been coughing and sneezing, I wouldn't have gone to the gym, but because I'm not in a contagious sense, I thought it was okay. That was my sleep. I'm somebody that doesn't normally have nightmares. My kind of fun dream is what other people would class as a nightmare. So dreams about being chased by people and monsters, scaling over buildings to try and get away from these monsters, or roller skating around a supermarket because someone was chasing me. Those have always been fun. They've always felt fun to me, and other people would probably class them as nightmares. I've enjoyed them. But that last night, or this morning I should say, 6 a.m, 6:30, that was not a dream. That was a series of nightmares that I really wish never to repeat. It wasn't great. I hope it never happens again. I need to put the Christmas decorations up now. It's going to be weird putting the decorations up because I've got lots of key decorations and it's going to be very strange without him for Christmas. I have to scale over everything past chairs and... Oh, why are you so heavy? You are heavy. You've always been this heavy. And the box won't close. One flight of stairs done. I think I might take the pieces out. It was too awkward to do it upstairs. I need to get the vacuum. Oh, I'm tired. That'll do. I hope he doesn't wake up in the attic and then start trying to do stuff. Because he randomly wakes up, his lights on, wakes up and then starts wandering around the lounge or just sucking all the dirt out. Turn off, you. You turn off? I don't want you to be.
Floor not found.
No, I know.
Please put me back down.
No.
Finding location.
No.
Please wait.
Don't do that.
Floor not found.
Just turn off.
Please put me back down.
I'm going to put you down, but I'm not...
Floor not found.
Shush.
Put me back down.
I'm going to put you upside down on this
Floor
chair.
not found.
Shush.
Please put me back down. Floor not found.
I know, please stop.
Please put me back down.
How do I turn you off?
Floor not found. Please put me back down.
I'll put you back down. I don't want you to start wandering around the attic. Can you turn off? Oh, no.
Finding location.
No. Off.
Please wait.
Off. You're going to scare everyone if you start moving around in the attic. Please turn off. I don't know how to turn it off. He's sitting on a chair in the attic with his light on. He didn't like being upside down. He was just like, no, please turn me over. If we hear a bang and some weird noises up there, we know it's the vacuum and he's jumped off the chair. I have to figure out how to turn him off. The white stuff on this sticks to my jumper. I need to Google if singing with a sore throat is a bad idea. I think it probably is. Strawberry soothers. Okay, sorry about any sucky, clicky sounds. I'll try and move this further away. Should put it down here. Can you still hear me? This is a little weird. I don't care.
covered in the fake snow already. A little bit dusty. I assume that had a bit on my stomach. Did you hear that? You probably did because you're right next to my stomach now. I'm gonna lift you up a little bit. Maybe you won't see my crumbly stomach. Where is the other plug? Yay! Yay, everything lights up. Huzzah. I think that's what we usually have, steady on. I don't like flashy lights. I find them distracting. I mean, they're nice outside, but when you've got them there and then you've got TV and you've got that flashing in your eyes, I find it distracting trying to watch TV. My little key gonks. I think I must have made these 2 years ago. That's this little fluff, little nose. Okay, we're doing well. I'm not feeling teary. Not yet. So that's good. I can't remember who gave this to us. It lights up. You have to put battery in the back. It was for my mum and she loves it. She just loves it. It's got a little subtle light inside. So thank you again to whoever sent that to her. Winter fir scent sticks. Whew. Yeah, they still smell of. Because we have an artificial tree, we don't get the natural tree smell. So I bought these last year so that we get a bit of a tree smell. And silver baubles, and then I have some ceramic ones that I made out of porcelain last year. I love this tree and not having to string lights because that was always a pain. More so taking them back off again when they're tangled in there. Ones that I made. Starting to feel fatigued now. Tired. We have these little glass star. Is that in focus or am I? And then there's a little parcel made of glass and they're so cute. I wish I had a husky one. So nice. I love the way they catch the lights. This little one that one of you guys sent. And this one. So cute. Oh, let's put him on the front of the tree. Got Mum's weird pastel Santa Claus that goes on every year. And he gets to sit up here. 2 of his paw print. One is raised up, which is what I put on my mugs and dog bells. This one is a depression. Stick that one on that side. Got these. Oh, I think I remember where I put these before. That looks pretty when I've got the lights turned on. I have a cute wreath that goes somewhere. I'd say, what do you think? But it's the same as every year. Ooh, no. You were very slowly falling over. It's the same tree every year now. 3rd year or 4th year we've had this one. I think this might be the 3rd year. I love it. It's a pretty tree. And I don't have to string it with lights. So I'm happy about that. Maybe the table can go. Oh, actually, I remember this. I had this last year and it was here. And that means if anyone sits there, they've got a little coffee table for the cup. Into the chair. Where's the end of the chair? There. And I put my little crochet Christmas tree. I gotta find it. I found the other bag. So this is the tree that I crocheted. And then that sits on here. The Santa hat that I made. The bow tie. I took photos of Key wearing. I tried to get it to stick on this door, but it wouldn't stay. So I don't know how to get it to stay on anything. I tried a suction cup and the suction cup would not hold up. There he is, up there. I'm probably going to go and have another soother and a drink and sit down. I'm just going to relax now. I think for today and tomorrow. It's Saturday, so Monday is the 1st of December. US shipping is back on. The taxes aren't as visible as I was expecting them to be, but with each product it does say taxes added. So the price is slightly higher for US customers to include the new tax, so that it's already collected, ready for me to pay it on the shipping label, so that it doesn't get held up in US customs and then whack a £80 or $80 flat fee on it, which is what they'll do if the tax isn't already paid. It does mean that the things that are not UK made, like my plushies, the tariff paid on that is 30% instead of 10%. So unfortunately they are a lot higher. The keychain plushies are on the website, so if you did want some, I will be uploading them in little batches so that more people have chance to get them, because not everybody is going to access the website at the same time as me, because like Australia will be in the night right now, I would say. I want to vary the time I add some so that other people have a chance to get them that would ordinarily have missed out on. And I do apologise to our US people that are going to have to pay 30% on them because they are made in China. The calendars are on there, and so are my little keychain crochet bag charms that I've made. They are a cheaper item I'm adding, so if you wanted something I've made but you can't afford some of the more expensive stuff, then maybe a little bag charm. I think these ones are my favourite. These little mushroom guys. And I've branded them, so they do have my little logo on all of them. So yeah, on the side. And I want to make some other things, like I want to make a croissant and a coffee cup. I don't know, other animals as well. And I supply them with a little carabiner, so you can easily take them on and off your bag or wherever you want to put them. Whereas you can take that off if you only want to attach it to one thing and just leave it on that, so you don't need to use the carabiner. But if you're someone that likes to move your bag charms around, that makes it a little bit easier. Website is kind of back to normal. The only issue I'm finding is that they don't have the postage tax paid on large letters, so that's annoying. That means anybody that buys just a calendar is only going to be paying for a calendar postage rate, but I'm going to have to put it in a box. But I need to post it and say it's in a box, which ups the price of the postage, but then does apply the tax to it, because for some reason Royal Mail doesn't have a rate for large letters with the taxes paid, which is really annoying. I found that out when I did my first one, and it was just a calendar and I put it through as a large letter, and it said a handling charge, which was 50p, which is what they charge, Royal Mail charge on top just to handle the taxes. But there was no actual customs fee for the item, so they're charging you a fee to handle it, but they're not charging you the actual tariff, which would require them to need a handling fee. So that's a bit sneaky. So I cancelled that one, and then because this person, William, ordered a calendar and 2 of my crochet bag charms, I then combined them into one order and put that through as a parcel to test it, because he was my first US customer, thank you, since turning the US back on. When I put that through as a parcel, a small parcel rather than a large letter, it added on the cost of the tax, so the duty is paid and their handling fee of 50p. So I refunded the postage on the first order, the calendar, to William, and then just sent it as one parcel. But that does mean that I have to send everything small, like a card or a calendar, and pay for a parcel delivery rather than a large letter, which is going to cost me more, but at least the customs fee will be paid. And I can't alter it in my website because I don't need that to happen for UK customers or Canadian or European customers. Theirs will go through fine. They don't need to be having taxes paid. Yeah, it's all a headache. And I have to remember to put a sticker on each item to say where it's come from. All of the Chinese pieces have already got their label in them that say where they're from, but everything I make now has to have a little sticker on. And I'm not going to stick that directly on the calendar because it will ruin it. So I'm sticking it on the packaging of the calendar. There we go. That was 12 minutes of rambling about taxes. Thank you to the people that have found my new items without me even telling you about them. So it just shows you're keeping an eye on my website, because I've had quite a few calendars already sell, and I've had some crochet creatures, and a couple of the keychains have already sold of the keychain plushie. So it just shows that you are keeping an eye on what I'm doing on my website. But here is your official announcement that the website is back for US shipping, and we have new items on there. I also have got a set of 4 new Christmas cards. There we have a set of 4 Christmas cards. So these photos I took last year. So you can order that as a little set of 4. I don't know who it was, but somebody asked if I could show the calendar on camera because they can't afford to buy one. So this is this year's calendar. And then these are the photos. So we've got Key as a little baby with his dad. And then camping. That's when we went for a nice walk. And then October we have the boys together for Sherpa's birthday. And then the format is like this, so you can hang it through the hole. And we have US and UK dates. The centerfold is just 2 photographs because it needed extra in order for it to function. And yeah, so that's what the calendar looks like. I only ordered 100. That may be too much, I don't know. We'll see. But go grab yours. I'm gonna go rest now. I do have 7 orders I need to pack, so I will get those done probably tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully not feeling so rough. Bye.